All my videos are in stereoscopic 3D, and this causes huge problems with YouTube's new player. Click the first link in the description. This is gonna open a Flash version of the YouTube player, which fully supports my videos. If you don't plan on watching in 3D, or if you're using Mac or mobile, then click the second link in the description. That will open a 2D daily motion version of this video. Hi there. Welcome to Stereo 3D Productions. Today I've got to say I'm happy. To me this was a big surprise. We're going to be taking a look at Dirt Rally. But before that I want to give a little backstory. If you remember, if you've watched the Assetto Corsa video, I explained how Eincro actually gifted me that title, and it sort of resolved the big dilemma I had in my sort of holiday spending budget on games. I wasn't sure I wanted to move on it. I knew the VR support was limited, and he sort of solved that. But that's not the only thing his purchase solved. That sort of freed up the rest of my budget, and it allowed me to right away jump on Dirt Rally. I've had my eye on it for a while. When it goes on sale, it's not that much cheaper than it is at full price. Even right now, it's like, what, only 30% off, maybe less? So I figured I'm gonna stop waiting at this point. I'm just gonna move on it. And I did this actually after investigating through YouTube videos, very recent YouTube videos of the game, to confirm that now the output, the VR output, is indeed stereoscopic. But not just that, this thing is turning out to be a big surprise. I was expecting a sort of Assetto Corsa situation. So what I did is I kept my old Oculus runtimes, I installed the game, tried to run it, and for fuck's sake, the VR wouldn't launch. So I'm like, was this another one of these freaking things that just won't launch in VR? That's so experimental that, you know, gives you a hard time? Sure enough, no. I needed the current Oculus runtimes, which really caught me by surprise. This is a signal to me that these guys are still working on their VR support, and it looks like they intend on actually delivering with it down the line. So, bravo, Codemasters, bravo! I'm so far impressed. But wait, I'm gonna have to stop the recording now because I have to get in the car. This is one of these that's a little Assetto Corsa-ish, but they're not doing it so badly. The only problem is I can't navigate the title screen menus with my steering wheel, kind of like I do with Project Cars. Okay, it's time to suit up, head onto the track now. While I may know lots about racing simulations, I know little about rally whatsoever. I know lots about racing, closed course racing, but absolutely nothing about rally, which may explain why I sort of stormed through the options. I tried to remember this, the grease track, and I also picked the Ibiza kit car as my vehicle. So if I'm not mistaken, I click there, and it should actually start, or will it make me actually get up to do this? Oh, there we go. All right. So I'm able to do a few things from the start, which is pretty cool. And to break with tradition, normally I go ahead and talk at the beginning of the video while I'm playing the game. This time, let me concentrate. I'm gonna do a lap and then I'm gonna talk.
And left 2 hard long, don't cut. Right 6 long, 80. Left 6, 80 over crest jump, maybe. Left 6, 60. Right 2 continues for 100. 60.
Damn it.
Left 4 long, 100 over crest jump, maybe. Caution right 3 half long narrows, into left 6 half long, don't cut, 80 crest. Into keep left over jump. Into caution right 5 over 80, times 2 narrows and slippy. Into left 6 half long, don't cut, right 6. Left 6, 80. Right 6 continues 80 and times 5. Left 5 and camber, 80 press jump maybe on 20 through dip. Left 3 half long, don't cut, bad camber. into right 4 half long, don't cut.
A little forgiving, eh?
Left 6 over crest, into caution narrows, left 5 half long, into right 4 long, 80 crest jump maybe, and right 6 continues 100, 60 crest, and left 2 long, into right 5 long times 3, 80, left 2 don't cut, opens long, into small crest jump maybe, and right 5, and left 4 half long don't cut, into crest jump maybe, and caution left 6 turn right 1 half long don't cut, and left 4 long 80 through dip, left 6, and right 5 half long, into left 6 100, keep right through dip, left 6 don't cut, right 5, into left 6 80, right 4 tight, into left 3 don't cut, into right 4 continues for 80,
Wrong gear sometimes.
into left 5 half long, right 6, caution keep right over crest, into turn left 4 long, don't cut, 100, keep right over crest, into left 5 continues for 100, and crest, 100, crest and narrows, right 5 times 4, and left 5 crest, into turn right 4 don't cut, left 6 60, crest, left 4 long don't cut times 3, right 1 half long don't cut, into left 1 half long, and right 1 half long, 80, keep mid over crest.
Sometimes I want to hit the
100.
arm brake. I had my downshift button or my upshift button for some reason.
Caution narrows, left 6 over crest, right 5 don't cut, 100, caution narrows, right 6 long, over crest, and left 6, into keep minnow, 2 crests, caution braking 60, right 3 half long, and left 4 half long, 100 through dip,
Woo!
crest jump maybe, to finish,
Yeah. How much? 403. Whoa. This is what I meant by surprise. This is the main surprise of this simulation experience. You saw me say at some point, oh shit, I pressed enter. I wanted to leave the replay going. You saw me say at one point that this was oddly forgiving. Sure, the damage, you know, I spoke about this in Assetto Corsa about the damage not being that much of a minus if not done properly. Yeah, by the way, I'm sweating. It's not VR's fault. I was really working hard there. Whew. That is why I'm so surprised here. The only bummer is I wish I actually had an arm brake. I know how to drive in the snow with an arm brake. It's just I keep hitting I keep doubting the button I'm about to press, and at that very moment, I either upshift or downshift. I'm doing the wrong thing. So, holy crap, is this a good VR experience or what? Despite having issues that are similar to Assetto Corsa, this doesn't have quite as many. This is a little better out of the box. I wouldn't put it next to iRacing, even though it uses the latest runtimes. I wouldn't put it next to iRacing in terms of usability. I am able to operate iRacing almost in its entirety with just a mouse and my steering wheel and the Rift. Whereas in this case, right now, I gotta get back up and go back to the table if I want to launch something else now, because I accidentally exited the thing. Before I go on and do another run, I want to make a note to the people I often talk to. Roger Maddie on Facebook, Damantia Eincro on Steam, all the 3D nerds out there. I had spoken to them earlier when that game came out, Dirt Rally, that their VR was 2D. There was no stereoscopic 3D VR option. Now, you probably saw from this video that no longer is the case. It looks awesome, the scaling is great, it's actually really immersive, and you probably saw me go right there. You are convinced that you're getting tossed around in a car trying to hold on for your dear life. I really, really like the experience, and I think the 3D, without it, this experience would probably not be good. And apparently, when it was in 2D only, it was that kind of uncomfortable 2D VR that feels really point blank and up to your nose, and that's really bad for it. And it's good that they actually paid attention all the way to me noticing that they're actually using the latest runtime, which means they're paying attention. This will probably materialize down the line for CV1, so this is really freaking awesome. Total surprise on almost all levels, except a few things like the menu, the going back and forth to start the menu thing. That's annoying, and I expected that. But go figure, it actually went a step ahead of me. Like I said, I expected this, and everything's here. There's a few HUDs in the race that I can use to watch a replay and everything. It's just I screwed up the button that I was supposed to press to proceed. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to start up another run, and I'm going to go a little slower this time and try to explain the detail of what I'm seeing, the HUD, the cockpit, and everything. I'm going to go much more casual. I'm probably going to do a terrible time. I did lower the difficulty of the result AI just to make myself feel good of being mid-pack instead of dead last. Because I know I'm a noob at Rally, so I gotta do what I gotta do, right? But here we go. I'm actually gonna relaunch pretty much the same session if it kept the settings, and I'm gonna explain everything as I go this time, so I'm gonna go much slower. And the reason why I had to actually turn this around and do the run first and then start talking while driving is because this is brutal. These are tracks that I don't know by heart. They're extremely long, so I don't have time to do runs, memorize them before recording, kind of like with a closed course. And in a way, with Rally, the whole point is for you not to really ever know the track by heart. You know, year to year, these guys come back to the same town, but the track's changed a bit and so forth. So what you gotta do is just listen to the instructions as you drive. It's really, really different. So I couldn't actually, I couldn't actually describe and drive full out at the same time. Not yet. Maybe one day, maybe after a few dozen hours of practice I'll be able to, but at this point, first impressions level, I had to do a run without saying a single word. I did try to explain a few things here and there, but I cut myself off right away because the driving is really, really, really challenging. But I want to talk about realism now, but I'm just going to start the session, go ahead and talk about that while we go. Okay, one more run, this time a little more casual, so I can actually describe what's going on. So let me recenter. Go ahead and recenter here.
3, 2,
so the body
1,
model, like I said,
go.
it may be a little downscale. I don't know if it's the car that's making me feel this way, but it may be that. Now, first and foremost, the driving itself. I found it to be rather forgiving, but for what this title is trying to achieve, it's actually quite incredible. I've turned off most of the assists. I'm always like that. In Assetto Corsa, Project Cars had it pretty much everything off. But I was surprised. Like, I start driving and I'm like, oh, it's a forgiving driving model, right? But then I take a few turns and I'm like, okay, it's sort of a necessary balance. I don't know if it's even possible at this point in time to properly translate exactly the physics of a rally, and I honestly think that this is some of the best they can do at the consumer end level. You know, like I said, driving's a little forgiving, and there's you know, it could be a little tougher here and there for the, I don't know, it's a little hard to explain. For instance, sometimes I'm in the wrong gear and I find that the revs are really forgiving. All I gotta do is floor it out. I know I'm sliding on dirt and everything. And also the damage when you bump into things, but I did go over the damage thing in a set of course where I don't think it's a big negative because damage is incredibly hard to get working properly. Even the big pro sims, they don't focus on damage, they focus on driving, right? And here's where I have to really realize that this is probably the best thing I've ever seen in the consumer and rally simulations. Normally, rally simulations are terrible. They're video games. They're not driving simulations. This feels far more of a driving simulation than I've ever seen a rally simulation go. It's, like I said, a little more forgiving than a racing sim in some respects, but goddamn is it challenging. And to actually get these tracks quickly and to get all these instructions tossed at you, because likeliness is that you don't always know the track, it's impressive. I mean, I find it recreates the experience pretty well. The only thing I could say that I've done with a car that is similar to this is drive out in the country and go nuts in the dirt. I've actually done it last weekend because I went to my parents' place out east, and yeah, I was gonna say up north, but it's not up north. Anyways, I went out east to my parents' place, and they have a long gravel road before getting to their place, and I actually just unleashed for some reason. It had been a while I hadn't like done some drift driving. I really like the car I have now, the Veloster, so I wanted to have a little fun with it. So I went ahead and blazed through that little road, and this feels like it's the sliding is really there and everything. Just I would say it stops a little short. It sort of forgives and makes sure that you don't slide down those things there, those banks, whatever they are. Yeah, because you're sort of on a cliff here. Woo. Oh, can I make through? Yep. But when it comes to how you have to control the car to actually do it right, I found this phenomenal, actually. Maybe sometimes the car will forgive something dumb, but it will totally reward the proper method of driving, which is the most important thing in a simulator, because someone who knows how to drive a car will try to drive the car properly as a car should be driven. And of course, this is where a driving game will fail someone who wants a realistic experience and will sort of drive the car like a real car. They're actually going to be let down by the fact that the thing's going to do unexpected things because it's more modeled to be a video game than a simulation experience. Whereas this is really going for the simulation experience. I understand at which level this kind of driving can be hard to simulate, and how, oh look at that, I'm not even last, that's cool. That's amazing. Now what button do I press? There we go. I don't have my replay because I wanted to talk about that. So I'm gonna finish what I was talking about. It's actually really hard to put together a rally simulation, much harder than it is to put together even a flight simulation. Must be actually easier to accurately recreate compared to a rally simulation. This is because of the complexity of the surface. It's just too damn complex. You'd have to literally simulate little meshes for all the rocks if you wanted to be 100% perfect. This is kind of like with laser scan tracks and closed courses. Of course the track is super accurate and much more accurate than the rally sim because they don't have the disadvantage of having to render little mesh rocks to be able to give a perfectly accurate simulation. So they're using basically slip factors on the track and generating sound effects that make you feel like there are rocks hitting the underside of your car, while in fact it's just basically a surface with no actual rock models on it, which is perfectly okay. The forgiveness of it is good because this would otherwise be pretty frustrating. Like I said earlier, it's the talent required for rally is really extreme, and it would probably be a displeasing experience if they tried to make it even more slippery and realistic than that. For most people, maybe I could eventually get the hang of such a sim, but I gotta tell you, even this makes my heart race like crazy, and sometimes I'm just coming for the turn, I'm like, okay, that's it, I've done it, oh shit, too much. And of course with the 3D VR, when there's an accident, I flipped earlier in one of my tech runs, and it was just unbelievable. It was like, oh shit! Now I have to stop a second because I'm getting a scenery. That is unbelievable. What is this? Why is this so good? I see some judder right now. It's definitely not running at 75. But why is this otherwise kind of smooth for one and so damn vast?
60 crest.
Now here's the good thing they did about their replay cameras. iRacing, Project Cars, in their replay cameras, they do pan shots. And the thing is their pan shots moves the VR rig in its entirety and it yaws it. Worst yet, Project Cars use camera orbit on the third-person view camera when you're in VR. So you turn your head left and the camera goes around the car, which feels horrible. In here, this actually beats iRacing in that respect. You see, I'm hitting the arm brake too hard. But that was my casual run anyways. I shouldn't judge the driving over here. I wasn't trying very hard. But like I said, over here, none of the replay cameras have any forced motion whatsoever. They're in weird spots. Like right now, my head is above the car. I've been decapitated and my head is on the hood of a car right now. That's how it feels. Oh, not anymore. Now I'm tied to the back of a ghost car. No, I'm in the middle of the car and I can't see the car. The ghost car. But when it stops on the side of the track, when it puts you anywhere, I'm free to move my head. This will not force the motion. It will keep me attached to the car, and I can just look wherever I want. When it's a camera on the side of the track, all I have to do is just look like this. It lets me do what I want. It will not pan. It'll just change cameras instead. I think that's brilliant. And that makes spectating in VR just as exciting as driving. And I just needed to bring that up because when I first ran it, I was like, no way. They actually are the first ones I see to do this. You remember when I said that this title has surprised me so far? This is one of these interesting surprises where I'm like, Christ, the guy who's doing the VR, or the guys, or the team, or the ladies and gentlemen who are doing the VR, I do declare, on this game are really aware of VR. This is all I can say, because I mean, I'd heard so bad about this title when it had first come out in early access in terms of VR support, and I sort of didn't check back in for a long time because I heard it was still 2D after a few months, and I was like, okay, well, maybe nothing's gonna happen. And then this, all this.
100 through dead.
Really, really surprising. And appreciated, by the way, Codemasters. I think it's the second Codemasters game I try that has VR support. I think the first one was Toy Box Turbos. Believe it or not. Yeah, out of the blue. Toy Box Turbos. But yeah, this is amazing. This is really, really cool. So how does this go? Do I do this? And then, yeah, let's do that. Let's actually go ahead and do that. Let's do a little finale here, and then I'll call it a video.
Caution right 3 half long narrows, into left 6 half long, don't cut, 80 crest. Into keep left.
What the hell happened there? That was weird. I don't know if I can get around there.
1, go. Right 4 half long, into left 5, 60 crest. Into right 3 long, and left 2 half long, don't cut. Right 6 long, 80. Left 6, 80 over press jump maybe. Left 6, 60. Right 2 continues for 100. 60. Left 4 long, 100 over press jump maybe. Caution, right 3 half long narrows. Into left 6 half long, don't cut, 80 crest. Into keep left over jump. Into caution, right 5 over 80, times 2, narrows and slippy. Into left 6 half long, don't cut. Right 6, left 6, 80. Right 6 continues 80 and times 5. Left 5 bad camber, 80 crest jump maybe, 120 through dip. Left 3 half long, don't cut, bad camber. Into right 4 half long, don't cut, 60. Left 6 over crest, into caution narrows, left 5 half long. Into right 4 long, 80 crest jump maybe. And right 6 continues 100. 60 crest. And left 2 long. Into right 5 long times 380. Left 2 don't cut, open long. Into small crest jump maybe, and right 5, and left 4 half long, don't cut. Into crest jump maybe, and caution left 6 turn right 1 half long, don't cut. And left 4 long, 80 through dip. Bump left 6, and right 5 half long, into left 6, 100, keep right through dip. Left 6 don't cut, right 5, into left 6, 80, right 4 tight. Into left 3 don't cut. Into right 4 continues for 80. Left 5 half long, right 6, caution keep right over crest. Turn left 4 long, don't cut, 100. Keep right over crest. Into left 5, continue to 100. And crest, 100. Crest and narrows, right 5 times 4.
Whoa! Holy
right
shit!
4, don't cut.
See, that was forgiving. That should have been over for me right there.
Left 4 long, don't cut, times 3. Right 1 half long, don't cut. Into left 1 half long. And right 1 half long. 80, keep mid over crest, 100. Caution narrows, left 6 over crest. Right 5, don't cut, 100. Caution narrows, right 6 long, over crest. And left 6, into keep mid over 2 crests. Caution braking 60, right 3 half long. And left 4 half long. 100 through dip. Crest jump maybe, to finish.
Nice. Oh, only a little hop. I guess they do that slow motion because they want to see your car hop over. I think I did better than last time despite that crash. A couple weird things happened where I felt the sides of the road when you touch the rock. It's kind of like an arc when you're walking next to a rock flank and suddenly the rock flank just grabs onto you. I felt it once. It's like the sim didn't know whether it wanted me upside down or if it was just gonna let me go. You know what I mean? It was really weird. Aside from that, again, the simulation was uber exciting. Let's go see how we get back to that. There we go. Wait a minute, why is it in reverse now? I don't want it to be in reverse. Oh well, I guess that's gonna be it then. Yeah, I gotta figure out how those work. They're a little hard to read, and it's not because the text is unreadable, it's because they're at the very bottom. So, a few issues here and there. And what I said is hard to read is the button cues. Oh, and the button cues are almost useless for me because they're the button numbers. Except I have triangle, square, O, and X on the buttons, so the numbers, I don't know my steering wheel's button numbers by heart. So that's it, that'll do it for Dirt Rally. This is some impressive shit that I will definitely revisit at some point. I will revisit it mostly because I'm not good enough at it, and I'd like to be able to show a little bit of a better gameplay. I noticed there's also the Subaru Impreza WRX in there, which I used for one of my tech runs, and it was a little easier to get through the turns without using any arm brake, because with an all-wheel drive, all you have to do is just flat out just squeeze the downshift and apply throttle. That is all you have to do. Basically, you use the thrust of the wheels to launch the car sideways instead of using the arm brake. Kind of like with a rear-wheel drive car, which I'll check if they have any of those. I would love to try with a rear-wheel car in this. I'd probably be a little better, mostly because I don't have an arm brake. If I had an arm brake, an analog arm brake, it would change a lot. I'll see what I can do, maybe use a joystick for it or something, I don't know. So, bottom line, keyword, surprising. No, really, very surprising. I bought something that I expected would be more along the lines of a game, and I got something that was more along the lines of a simulator. Coming from Codemasters, that's a big surprise, because I dislike their F1 series. They feel like arcade games, and I'm pretty sure it's the same thing for the other Dirt titles in the line. Dirt Rally is an exception to this. I am very, very surprised from the experience I got. I'm not going to go off on a limb and say that it's, oh, so realistic, it's the most realistic ever, it's just like driving a car. No, but it may actually be the most realistic rally experience I've ever tried to date. I don't recall of anything. I don't think Gran Turismo is any good. I don't think Need for Speed has anything on that. I've rarely seen rally tracks in racing simulations, so that's a rare pairing that you're not going to see very frequently. I do think there's some paved stuff in Project Cars, but not really down to the dirt, and this really is, to me, a unique combination that I've never had the chance to try before at this degree of realism. So that was the first major surprise. Second major surprise is I bought something that I thought was going to be a total pain in the ass VR, but it turned out to be really not so bad. Another huge surprise. The way this game came out and got me to sort of shy away from it, hearing that it was 2D, that it had HUD issues, that it had overlay issues, I was really disinterested. But over time, and now having checked recent videos, I realized they got their act together and they made the game work much better than I even expected at the moment of purchase, even though I'd actually seen recent videos. So, big surprise was working HUD. The menus, although they have small flaws, I can actually read the text and everything and navigate through them. So there's a lot of surprises in that respect. In terms of the VR support. So put all that together, and this is some bang for the buck right there. Now, if you're about to buy the title, be careful. If you like rally games, or you like Need for Speed or Gran Turismo, be careful buying this one. It's far more realistic. It might actually make you curse a little bit at your racing wheel and stuff, because it is demanding. So if you're doing this on the screen and you're looking for a fun game-like simulation, stick to the other Dirt games. Rally is a very realistic simulation. Make sure you're ready for the difficult stuff when you buy this one. If you're a fan of rally racing and you enjoy simulations, this is the title for you. I'm sure that even though you might start off bad at it, you'll want to actually get good at it. This will really satisfy your rally senses. And if you, say, have a racing wheel, an Oculus Rift DK2, and I'm putting absolutely no criteria on the driving skill, I'm just saying this is the criteria. Racing wheel, Oculus Rift DK2, buy this title immediately. Even if you're gonna be bad at driving in the simulation, you're still gonna enjoy the living shit out of it. Guaranteed, guaranteed. The stereoscopic 3D depth gives you such a convincing impression of what's going on. You feel the speed, you feel the drops, you feel the jumps. It is incredible, and it is, most of all, very comfortable. So this can actually go and work even for the beginners, believe it or not, because it also can be made to run very smooth with that scaling trick. I covered Euro Truck Simulator, Project Cars, Assetto Corsa, and now this one, Dirt Rally. With VR, these things feel so much more free. the ability to look where you want, to have that freaking ceiling to floor FOV makes such a huge difference. Lets you have so many more cues from the simulation to know what to do with your vehicle to respond to given situations, whether it be racing, trucking, or rally driving. People who have VR at home and take a liking into those simulations, when they're beginners, they'll become much more skilled at it compared to someone who does it on the screen. Take two beginners, give one guy a VR headset, give one guy a screen. For sure, the VR simmers are actually going to exponentially get better at this. You're probably going to notice the factor when VR starts going commercial in the coming months. You're going to see people picking up simulations that they've never tried before and start getting really good at them. And the fact that it also makes you believe that you're there just changes everything. It changes your degree of motivation, it changes the way you perceive things in the environment that's being simulated, and you respond much better and much quicker to them. So, that's it. I wanted to make that a little note because it looks like I covered, 4 sims this week? So it's officially, I just am pulling this out of my ass. It's probably going to be a one-time thing. I'm going to forget about it forever. But this is Motorsports Week at Stereo 3D Productions. I said one-time thing, so Stereo 3D Productions Motorsports Week 2015. That's right. It'll never take place again, pretty sure. But, yeah, no, I just pulled that out of my ass because it's funny that I actually did 4 motorized simulations in a row in the last week. So, I hope you've enjoyed all of them. Dirt Rally was the biggest surprise amongst the 4 just because there was so many unexpecteds. I'm not familiar with rally racing, and really, I expected less. I just gotta tell you, in this case, I was sitting down expecting much less than this. So that's it. Thanks for watching Stereo 3D Productions. You were looking at Dirt Rally in virtual reality. Goddamn, is it awesome. I'll see you next time, people.